Dr. J here to talk about something that plagues millions of people, about 75 million people in this country. That's 1 out of every 3 Americans have high blood pressure, and millions of people don't even know it. What's the danger? Well, you could have a clot, which would then in turn cause a risk for stroke, or it can cause atherosclerosis or narrowing, plaquing of the arteries, which leads to heart attack. So it is something that is a cardiovascular disease and is something that you want to get under control. What is it that causes high blood pressure? Well, the causes of high blood pressure really come from, in one way or another, blood vessels that should be, let's say, for sake of illustration, this big around, they begin to narrow. Either stress will cause those arteries to constrict, plaquing can cause those arteries to constrict, and then there's more pressure against the blood vessel wall. So what is it that someone can do about their high blood pressure? Well, medications are something that many people do, and that is something, especially if it gets to be in a very risky situation where blood pressure can elevate up into even 200 sometimes. That's very risky. But people notice that when they take medications that oftentimes they're lethargic, they develop a cough, or there's other side effects that they're not happy with. And I found that most people just would rather not take medications. So what are some things that you can do nutritionally? There are very good scientific backing on nutraceuticals that help your body to create nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, by the way, is your body's own medicine to help you to have healthy blood pressure. Nitric oxide is just 1 part nitrogen, 1 part oxygen that your body creates in the inner part of your arteries called the endothelium. And so nitric oxide is also known as endothelial-derived relaxing factor. So it actually causes those arteries that are constricted and narrow to relax and open. So your blood flow increases, but then also your pressure will go down with the proper amounts of nitric oxide. So nutritionally, what are some of those things that cause you to make nitric oxide? Well, there's things that convert into nitric oxide, like the amino acids arginine, citrulline are 2 that come to mind that I've been using for several years now and seeing great results. In fact, I've not seen anything nutritionally work better than arginine and citrulline in the right ratios for lowering and keeping healthy blood pressure. Also, things like hawthorn berry have been shown to be very helpful. Trace minerals, particularly magnesium, is very beneficial for relaxing those blood vessels. Green coffee, HCA, is an element that, or a chemical, if you will, a naturally occurring chemical in coffee that naturally helps to keep your blood pressure in check. So there's a lot of good things that you can do. Vitamin D, very important. Most Americans are deficient in it. Vitamin D, very important for helping to maintain and keep a healthy blood pressure. So those are some excellent nutritional things that you can do that keeps your blood pressure in check. Just last week, there are some people that have been using my nutritional product, M3, and they came back and they told me about their results. One was female, one was male, and the male in particular, he was on 3 blood pressure medications and not able to bring his blood pressure down, even with the medications. It was still out of range, 140 range, and went back to his doctor after taking M3, and he was able to come off one of the medications. He stayed on the product for 6 weeks, and the doctor helped him to come down to just half a pill now is all that he's using to keep it maintained. So from 3 to half a pill. Another one was a female, and she just says she loves taking the M3 product. It helps her in so many ways, but she was on a blood pressure medication. Now she is no longer on a blood pressure medication. So again, the key is the medicine that you have within you that you want to harness, and that is nitric oxide. So blood pressure high, think about things that can help you to increase your nitric oxide, which just relaxes those blood pressure, those blood vessels, and takes the pressure off the arterial walls.